Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We'll get underway in just a couple of minutes, waiting for everyone to come in, making sure we've got everything up and running. My name's Nathan. We'll be up and going in just a couple of minutes. Hang in there. Say g'day, g'day. We are over at rapidexecutive.com/live. You can jump on the chat there, say hello, and let us know where you're coming in from. We'll get going in just a few minutes. All right, we're off and racing. Good evening, everyone. This is the Rapid Startup online session. We were talking about validating your idea tonight, day 2 or lesson 2 in the Rapid Startup, using Dan Norris's 7-day startup to get us going, a framework to launch our businesses in under a week. Tuesday, my name is Nathan. Just cut back to myself and say g'day. There we are. How are we going? I'd like to make sure we've got some light on the subject. It's been a hectic day, so getting us going. All right. How's everyone doing? G'day, Luke, Paul. Welcome aboard, everyone. Pillar to post all day today, so I literally ran pretty much all the way here to get us going tonight. For lesson 2, we are talking validation tonight. So how can you validate your idea? Or WTF is an MVP. G'day, Shane. Nice to see you. Anonymous 469. I think it's Paul. Paul says hi, everyone. Having some. I've been having some internet issues here in Perth tonight. Not sure if anyone else is as well. Hopefully we stick around. We don't have any issues tonight. I've got some really cool stuff to share with you tonight. We are talking validation. This is the Rapid Startup Meetup. My name is Nathan. We'll get underway in just a couple of minutes with the presentation. Got about 40 minutes worth of presentation to show you tonight. Heaps of stuff to get through. I also want to share with you guys what I'm working on, some of the funnels that I'm working on at the moment, and a launch that I'm going to be doing live with you guys. So some of you have seen the products that I'm launching. We're putting this together over the next couple of weeks. So validation is the game this week. And so I'm going to show you what I'm doing to validate my business, my products that I'm launching. I'm launching a physical product this time around. This will work with anything. I'm also going to show you an information product validation that you guys can do if that's your thing as well. You can apply these models, these tools, the techniques to anything you are doing with your business as well. Right. If you are new here, jump on over to rapidexecutive.com/live. rapidexecutive.com/live, and you can jump on the chat box in there. We've got a chat. We've got the video at the top there. You can see all the action and join in the fun. I'll share my screen now, show you guys the things that I've been working on and some areas that you can use to validate your business. And we'll also step through a few things that I'm using at the moment that you guys can use as well. So in this session, we are talking validation, or as Dan Norris puts in the 7-day startup, WTF is an MVP. What the F is a minimum viable product? So how to validate your idea with actual sales, and you can even do it without building anything. And if you stick around, guys, I'll also go through a bit of an update on my supplement launch as well. Right, last week we talked about funnels, but the week before was day one, we talked ideation. So I alternate these. Every fortnight we jump onto one of these lessons, and then the in-between-isode, we pretty much talk about anything that's going on at the moment, an update on what I'm up to, what you guys are up to as well. And then every fortnight we also meet in person. This is the Perth Rapid Startup Meetup, the group as well. So we meet in or online every Tuesday. All right, so last session we also talked business archetypes and how to pick your business model. So if you're in the ideation stage, if you're just starting out or you're starting something new, how to look at it from a business model perspective and make sure you're not going to dive into something without really knowing your why first. All right, quick recap from the ideation session. We checklisted your idea, give you a bit of a run through of what you can expect on day one. This is from Dan Norris's book. Again, Dan Norris's 7-Day Startup is what started me on this whole 7-day startup journey. It's a fantastic framework for really getting your business up and running ASAP with the things that you do need and none of the crap that you don't. So he talks about the 9 elements of bootstrapped business. So this is a great checklist for running your ideas by. See if you're into this model. Done is put together a business model matrix. You guys, if you are struggling with your idea and working out where your idea sits or what sort of business model it might be, or even what so if you're the teacher type, you're thinking of things like coaching, or you want to get to be a thought leader in your space, that sort of thing. I've got some examples there that you guys can go off and read. It gives you a real rundown of this type of thing. If you are stuck in that early stage of what should I do? What am I working on? What suits me? Have a quick read through those. You should find something that would stick out like a sore thumb for you. All right, this is lesson 2, rapid validation. This is actually one of my favorites. So I do enjoy building sales funnels, but I also like rapidly validating my ideas. I like seeing if people will actually pull out their wallets and if something would work. Most entrepreneurs, and me included, we're great with ideas, but ideas are like the proverbial, it's not until you actually execute. So you don't necessarily need to build a full business. You don't necessarily need to spend years and months. You don't necessarily need to spend thousands of dollars getting patents and lawyers and all that sort of stuff. You can validate an idea concept called the minimum viable product. So you don't necessarily even need to build a prototype. Prototypes don't usually solve the customer's problems, but MVP can. So if I need to drive down to the shops to get something, a prototype of a car is not going to help me, but a bicycle might. So what's the minimum viable product or the minimum viable solution to a customer's problem? And what I'm really talking about here is your idea any good? So the best way to validate, nothing beats a sale. You can get started right now while I'm chatting to you. If you've got an idea and preferably an image, but you don't have to have one, but images sell. You can jump onto something like gumroad.com and sell that now. You can pre-sell something. Everything is built for you. It's a fantastic looking landing page. All you need is some words and a title and an image, and you can sell your idea. So if you can get someone to pull out their wallet and pay for something, even if it's not built yet, definitely touched on something of value. A quick note on, this is actually a little personal note from this for me. I came across Gumroad for the first time 2.5 years ago when I got my first business mentor, a guy that you may be familiar with called Brian Harris of Video Fruit was my first business mentor. He sent me a link, actually sent me an email and said, are you interested in sharing with you once a month the business tools and tips that I'm using to grow my business. It'll be $100 a month, and all you need to do is click here. He put that up out to a small list of his regular readers. I was one of those, and he sent us over to this Gumroad link with a $100 sign-up fee on it. Actually, I think he put pre-sale, and it was pay what you like, which is an option that Gumroad gives you. He did tell me it was $100. I put in $100. I think I actually put 110 just because of I was rapidly trying to get hold of his time. And yeah, so that was my introduction to Gumroad, and that whole process explained everything I needed to know about validation, because he then got on the call with me and explained that the whole thing was a test. He wanted to validate if anyone wanted to spend time and spend money on spending time with him and sharing his ideas. So that literally took him a couple of minutes to set up, and took him one email to get sales. He filled up his calendar that week. But that's an easy way to get started. So if you can get someone to pull out their wallet, you've definitely validated your idea, and nothing is holding you back from jumping on Gumroad and putting it up there. So get started. All right, so let's actually look at an idea and how you would go about validating that idea. So you guys might have heard of Mr. Smart Passive Income, and the fact that starting a blog might be one of those ways you could get a passive income. This is one of our business archetypes as well. This is the thought leader, mediapreneur / retailer as well. He kind of does a bit of sales as well, but we're looking at a model like Pat Flynn from Smart Passive Income. He has podcasts and all sorts of stuff, talks all things startup, all things small business. He's fantastic. He's got some excellent niche sites, some great tools, and some great approaches to business and small business. Now, he says this a lot. My other mentor, Ramit, says this a lot: go where the fish are. All right, so let's say we wanted to start a blog. This could be something as simple as a review blog and some kind of affiliate marketing or something like that. One of the hottest products of last year was the Amazon Echo. If you haven't heard of this, it's a really cool tool you can put in your house, and it's like a bot that you talk to, kind of like Siri, but Siri for your iPhone, but a device you can use around the house. It's connected to Amazon. The person's voice or name on the voice of the robot or whatever it's called, I'm just struggling to find the words for this, is Alexa. You say, hello, Alexa, I'd like you to order me some toilet paper or something like that. Or can you please put Netflix on for me, and I want to watch the news or something like that. So this was a #1 bestseller on Amazon, and it hit Oprah's #1 product of the year 2015. So huge. Judging by, and you guys know that I love Amazon, judging by the number of customer reviews, you can clearly see that that's probably had even more than that sales-wise. Lots of questions. #1 bestseller in home audio speakers, which is a huge market. And as you'll see here, there's plenty of data out to tell you how big your potential pie is and how hot the market is, whether this is a trending product. You'll see that 2015 share of the speaker market. You've got things like Bose, Sonos, Logitech, JBL, in between 2014 and 2015. This big piece here didn't really exist the year before. So that's called disruption. And that was a fantastic change to the marketplace last year. So what opportunity exists around such a big product? Now, Amazon doesn't actually share the sales rank for some of its own products, which is very interesting, seeing as it does it for everyone else. But You can see that 33,000 reviews. That's probably a very rough estimate. It's about 15 to 20 units a day, 25 units a day, which is huge. But the fortune's in the follow-up. So who's actually serving this huge market of people who are buying these new products? So you've got potentially 30 to 50,000 people have now bought themselves an Amazon Echo. So who's running a blog that's servicing Amazon Echo? You can see if I type in Amazon Echo blog, if you take any topic, any product that you are looking to build an information product around, like write a blog about or a review site, things like that. If you type Amazon Echo blog or your product blog into Google, it will give you a list of the blogs in that niche. And you'll see that this was done a couple of months ago, but there was only one called Love My Echo. It was the only site on the internet that was servicing people looking for information on the Amazon Echo. Now, obviously, they had the developer.amazon.com, which is where people could go and for the Echo and things like that. But that was pretty much about it. The rest of it, then we had some news sites and things talking about spruiking the wares, but nothing actually servicing people looking at how to use it. So it's definitely a small piece of very large pie. So if we go onto a site called name of this actual site being siteworth.com. So several of these services, this is the one that I picked at the time. You'll see that in May 2015, and we took this around May this year as well. So in a year, they had given themselves an estimated value of $22,000 just for having the site up, let alone what they were actually doing. So what were they doing? This site has a referral link over to Amazon to buy an Echo. And there are some add-on products, obviously, for the Echo as well. So if you aren't aware, one of the simplest ways to start affiliate marketing, one of the lowest barriers to entry, one of the easiest ways to get started, and something that definitely works because Amazon is the largest online retailer in the world. It's or affiliate.amazon will give you 7% of the total cart of a buyer that you send to Amazon. So you go up and sign up to associates.amazon.com and you send someone to amazon.com to buy, say, an Amazon Echo or a whatever it is. So you might be doing Raspberry Pis, you might be doing kits for camping or something like that, and you send someone over to the best camping kits or the latest box for your Raspberry Pi or something like that. And whatever they buy using that link, 7% of the total cart, which is huge. So it's a great way to get started if you don't know much about affiliate marketing. So that's what those guys were doing. So we had a quick look at what they were, how they were built up. So they were set up on WordPress. Really simple. I think this is a free theme they'd set up for Love My Echo. And we can find out exactly the size of their market as well and where they're getting their traffic from. So if you're looking at something that already exists and you want to see if the market is being well served, if someone else is absolutely nailing it, or you just want to model someone that is working to build your own, you can use a tool called SimilarWeb. So it's got a reasonably good rank in the US, pretty low on the rest of the world, which does sound like it has lots of traffic. So SimilarWeb actually gives you Alexa traffic aggregated out, so you can see by September. So they started in May. So by September of that year, which is around, what's that, about 4 or 6 months, they were getting 50,000 views a month, which is huge. Christmas time, Q4, is always massive, and that was about the time it was announced as product of the year. Lots of people getting them for Christmas, and they pretty much tripled their traffic in those 2 months there, and kind of held on to it. So they were getting a very, very good traffic, and they were the only ones on the internet serving that. So there's definitely plenty of markets out there. So where were they getting their traffic? 67 or almost 68% of their traffic was from search, people searching for Amazon Echo and blog, or Amazon Echo information, or how do I use my Echo, things like that. It was organic. So they didn't even need to pay for any of their traffic for that, because they were the only ones. Their authority obviously is extremely high. And they didn't have any paid traffic. So the organic keywords that were coming to this site was Alexa skills, Amazon Echo. There's a whole bunch of things behind that, but there were keywords similar to these keywords. And if you pay for the full version of SimilarWeb as well, it'll give you 684 more organic keywords as well. Now, a golden opportunity for someone else trying to come into this. So you could take that and run paid traffic to those and rank above these guys, because they're not actually using paid traffic. So for example, if you wanted to pay a few cents per click for ranking for some of these 680 keywords, if someone searched for Alexa skills or Amazon Echo usage or Amazon Echo favorite add-ons or something like that, you could pay a few cents for that, and hopefully referral fee on the back of that, which would pay for your traffic. All right, another validation method, also a paid one, but certainly not a lot, was a $4 experiment, and one that is super, super simple. You can run using paid traffic yourself. So the goal for this $4 experiment was to run paid traffic for a day, looking to get 1,000 impressions from a social network, 6 clicks and 3 signups. So $1.25, $1.30 each, and I'd get my money back. So I was easily making more than that from the 3 signups. So this was the Facebook ad experiment. So Facebook ads are a great way to do validation as well. A lot of people, we recently, last week, we talked about some of the myths around starting a business and some of the myths around funnels and online sales funnels. And one of those being that Facebook ads, are very expensive, which is absolutely a myth. You can get 1,000 views. Now, on a phone is classed as a view, but 1,000 views you can get 1,000 pairs of eyes over your thing for less than $4. So I definitely think that's cheap. And this is a simple funnel. So we're looking at the top of the funnel being cold traffic. 1,000 views. Hopefully, would get 6 clicks out of that, which is a very, very modest, very small conversion rate on there. But hopefully those 6 would convert very well into 3 email signups. So that was the experiment that we ran. And yes, you do need to pay to play or go home. So I'm sure everyone can afford to go without a coffee and try this kind of experiment for themselves. If you do have something to offer, even if it is a quick landing page that you've got up, you can build a landing page using MailChimp for free to collect people's email addresses. Make sure you've got some sort of nice image and some sort of compelling headline. Spend a bit of time on making sure that it doesn't just say, give me your email address. I'm going to stalk you. Something compelling on the headline, but you can validate your idea with a few dollars, get some traffic, and it's a great way to learn these validation techniques as well. So social and referral. So traffic that this Alexa blog didn't control is still their traffic when it's on their website. So you can see that 79% of their traffic was coming from Reddit. So obviously, being the only blog dedicated to this, the other places where people would gather to chat about things, especially if there isn't anything existing already, is internet called Reddit. It's another great sort of forum type, blog type, Quora kind of place where people gather and talk about things. So 78% of the traffic was coming from Reddit, which is a great source to get yourself great ranking as well. Social outreach, because there was 20% of their traffic coming from Facebook, but overall only 2.9% of it was coming from social. So that's not a lot of traffic. There's another area on SimilarWeb where you can actually find out where they are sending traffic and where they're getting traffic from as well, which is a great way to model someone else and validate the market as well. So a way to use this to your own use as well is finding out where the referring sites are and seeing if they run ads on their site, and you can approach those people and ask to run ads on there as well. And that way you would be the referrer on this side. So you can replace yourself in here and take those traffic streams from Love My Echo to your own site. Sorry about that. Yes, your authority builds over a small amount of time. And the best way to do that is to start with content. So what do we write about? Is don't guess. Find out what's already working. Go to where the fish are. So what validate what you want to write. So a cool tool, and this is a tool that I use almost daily to find out what's going on, what's the buzz around my topic du jour. So last week I was doing a bit of work on one of my businesses around the low carb, high fat, kind of ketosis kind of stuff in the health niche. And I jumped on to buzzsumo.com, typed in keto, and grabbed a look at the sort of trending data on social media at the moment around that. So this tool will let you basically check what's being searched for and shared around on social. So it's kind of a way to cut through the noise. If you were to Google things, there's definitely some tricks and tactics. There's some interesting things that Google would return based on the types of searching you do. But if you want to find out something that's popular, then popularity usually comes from things that are actually popular, like things that are being shared. Something that's been shared a million times, like has gone viral on a social network like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or something like that, is usually something that is working and resonating with people. It could be great headlines, it could be great image, it could be great content, it could be very compelling, it could be an excellent story. All those things usually come from things that have been shared a lot. And BuzzSumo is a great way to find out what is being shared in your market. So if you typed Amazon Echo, obviously we don't really care about trying to solve the murder of Batman's parents with Amazon Echo. There's obviously the Amazon.com site and some news sites and things like that, but you can find out, is the Amazon Echo worth it? Review has been shared 7,000 times and 6.9K of those on Facebook. So this is a great way of seeing what's been shared, what's social space. And also, it gives you a great idea on content that is working in that market as well. So if I was to write a title for the Amazon Echo, I would look at the titles that come up in BuzzSumo. It'll give me a great idea to what is actually working, what's being shared already. So what's the number one blog doing already? So BuzzSumo also lets you type in the URL of a site and it'll tell you the social shares for the blog. Now, how Echo can help care for aging or disabled family members, deck the halls with stupid electric tricks, free Echo goodies for you, who can control. These are the types of content it's using already, and you can tell by the number of shares that it may not be resonating with people on social. You saw that only 2.9% of its traffic was coming from social, so it's probably clear that there's a huge opportunity for this type of market. I'm not saying you guys should all go and create Amazon Echo blogs. I'd say since March of this year, then other people have had that idea and probably executed very well. But there is, I'm hoping that you guys can see that this is an opportunity for anything, for any niche, to see what's working, what's not. And there's some fantastic tools out there to be able to analyze this reasonably quickly as well. And hopefully it saves you hours, weeks, months, thousands of dollars of your time, effort, and cash on going with an idea that wouldn't have worked. All right, so let's get down to business. So this is the 7-day startup. We are at MVP day 2. And what I wanted to share with you guys this week is what I'm up to with my live launch. So every week we jump on these calls and we have a chat about what you guys are up to, what I'm up to. We have a good chat afterwards on some things you guys are struggling with at the moment. Now, I'm only here till 9 o'clock on this call. Then I have to close this call and open another one because we are talking about Amazon FBA as well. I actually run a second meetup called the Perth FBA group. We also have a Amazon happening at the moment as well. So what I'm launching at the moment as part of my new rapid startup is actually something that fits both of these. So I am launching, and it's not so much a secret anymore because I've told you guys already. Fortnight ago, we talked about day 1 of this idea. So the archetype that I'm going with is sticking with my number 1 business model this year, which is the retailer. We are talking Future Pace FBA, a physical product for Amazon FBA, and my niche. And this is a clickable link, guys. If you're on rapidexecutive.com/live, you can grab the PDF of tonight's notes. I highly recommend jumping on to Niche Pursuits. This is their view of nootropics. They've got some awesome topics in there. If you guys are struggling for an idea and you're looking at niches that have had some analysis and had plenty of very thoughtful views on what's trending, what's hot, what could be big, and things that if you are running out of ideas, you can have a look at some of the ideas they've already put through the ringer. And one that came up recently is nootropics. So this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. People love the idea of energy. People love the idea of improving their cognitive abilities, helps with their brains and things like that. So you can see that over time, the word nootropic has become part of the vernacular. 2007, it was hardly around at all. And you can see 2016, it's just completely off the charts. So if you don't know what this is, I highly recommend having a quick read of that. And I highly recommend giving these things a try. I've been using them for a couple of years now, and I've definitely noticed the difference. So day 1 was ideation. I have already worked out my business model. It's something I've already done before, so this is my first rodeo, but I'm definitely going to be following the framework as I do with all of my businesses. And we are up to validation. So day 2. And in the Amazon business model, which we'll talk about in the next call as well, MVP is actually samples. So jumping onto something like Alibaba, for example, or a wholesale site or a wholesaler, you can usually reach out to someone, especially if it's a physical product, and ask for samples. So, hi, I'd like to sell your product. I'd like to modify your product. I'd like to bring your product to market, or all those sorts of things. And you can usually get some samples. So it's important to get samples, get them in your hand, test out the quality. This is a product you'll potentially be selling for a long time, potentially a product you'll be giving out to customers and may not even be seeing them, especially when you're talking about things like Amazon, you're selling them online, you're not actually able to get feedback from the customer, real-time feedback from the customer, so you want to make sure that it is a good product. So what we're doing this week as part of day 2 or lesson 2 of validation is to get some samples. So I've reached out to my supplier. You definitely have to pay for samples. Reaching out and asking for free samples is not usually kosher, but it's worth it to get the samples because you want to check that quality. Quality is key. You get burnt on quality. It's easy for things to get lost in translation if you're working with people in different countries. I highly recommend using Express Air door-to-door. Those are the exact words you need to put on things. How much is it to Express Air door-to-door to me? There are something like 12 different shipping codes that people can use, but they can't get that one wrong. So I have had a shipment left at the door of the manufacturer in China for something I was working on quite some time ago because they said it was our door. That required me to get it from there to a shipping agent. So definitely lost in translation there. So Express Air door to door if you are working with people in a different country. You want to test. You want to test every single component. Test. Definitely the way to work out whether your samples are good enough and whether you'd be happy to pay whatever you're going to put on that. A good thing with samples is obviously you can ask for multiple. You can see this is a conversation I had with my supplier. He's going to pack them in 3 separate bottles for me. I'm actually after 3 different products, so I was hoping I would get a few bottles of each. He said 3 sample bottles will be packed. I was even happy to pay more, but this was a very speedy conversation. I want to get this over and done with because I'm just at the sample stage. I don't need heaps of bottles, but it was definitely worth asking the question. For the price, samples usually don't matter. They want you to pay full Air Express. They usually make their money back on the shipping there anyway, so the samples don't usually matter. If they have to go and make samples up, so to keep in mind, the company doesn't want to lose money on you. You could just basically hit them up for samples, hit up hundreds of companies for samples and get all this product for free. So that's not really the approach we're trying to take here. But if they do have samples lying around, it isn't a problem asking for them, but you definitely need to pay. I was happy to pay for 3 bottles. I was hoping to get a few more because then I might even be able to validate it with my customers and sell them the sample bottles as well to see if they were happy with those. But that didn't quite work out how I wanted it to. So we have moved on, and they have actually sent them. So they are in the air at the moment. I'm tracking those. So day 3 coming up next week is naming and getting legal. So I'm going to follow this whole process. I want you guys to be able to see something going from start to finish. So I want to share this whole process with you. You guys can follow along as well and see how the whole thing works or doesn't, even if it doesn't. So it's good fun. So next week, come back next week and I will show you where we're up to around naming and getting legal. So no, I'm not going to call it your stuff, but this is the kind of branding types of things that I need to get through when I'm actually going to be launching a supplement line So we need to go through a brand name. We need to grab a logo and some labels for my product. I need to get things like a lab test certificate done. This is a product that's physically going to be put in someone's mouth and swallowed, and there's a lot of ramifications around that. So this will all be done as part of day 3 in the naming and getting legal. I will be selling it initially in Australia, so I need to check some documentation around the Therapeutic Goods Association as well. As I said, this isn't my first rodeo, but there is a few checks I want to do on this one as well. I have 3, which I think will be fine. I have a 4th one, which I actually think will skyrocket the sales, but I think I'm going to have a little bit of a problem around this. So I'll let you guys know all of that when we talk getting legal next week on this session. All right, just a quick rundown of what we'll go through over the next couple of weeks as we get to launch. Just to give you an indication on timing, I think we get to day 7 with the interim sessions in between about Christmas time. So this won't launch until the end of December. I'm certainly hoping to get started before then, but we will follow this process along. It's actually the Therapeutic Goods Administration. Thank you, Paul. Yes, administration, not association. Yes, so day 4 will be building a site. So normally we build a full website. I actually have a website already, but because this is a new product, because this is a specific niche for this product as well, I'll be building an actual sales funnel. So I'll be funneling specific types of people. I'll be putting some paid traffic towards that. I'll show you how all that works as well, and how I'm going to funnel people in, and what sort of funnel I'll be using. There is a few at the moment. So supplement funnels work incredibly well, especially around a free plus shipping. So you can try a sample for free, just pay shipping. That would mean I would need to get smaller bottles done. And that's a bit of extra work on my behalf. Now, I'm a small operation, so I don't have a logistics just yet, so I'm not sure if that funnel would work. Another funnel is a subscription model around monthly sales for that as well, which might might enable me to batch my sending and logistics and stuff. Might make it a little bit easier. Day 5, we'll talk marketing. So cutting through the noise in a crowded space. So this is a crowded space. Supplements are hard. They are very hard work. So day 5 is going to be interesting. I'm going to be working on some pretty ninja stuff about how we can cut through the marketing. I'm actually working with my team at the moment on building out a social media marketing tool from scratch that will automate some of this. It's actually a really cool tool. It's very interesting around the Instagram space and how to really leverage Instagram for what it is. It's a huge marketplace. It's got lots and lots of attention. Its paid offering is quite expensive. It's still cheaper than your traditional models like print and things like that. But if you compare it to, it's owned by Facebook, conversions on Instagram are a lot lower and a lot more expensive. So for the exact same conversion, for the same copy, for the same offer that I'm running on my e-commerce store at the moment, I can pay up to $7 a click for Instagram. And for the exact same, I can pay under $1 on Facebook. And that's the conversion on Facebook, which leads to a sale. The click might not lead to a conversion as a sale from Instagram. So it's a 10 to 15x difference in price, but it definitely has the eyes. So what we're working on at the moment is a marketing automation tool for the organic reach. So increasing your organic reach and not having to pay for it. So it's a very, very cool tool. So I'm hoping that by day 5, I can share that with you guys as well and show you how I'm going to be cutting through that noise. Day 6 is metrics. So what does success actually look like and how will we know? Day 7 will be launched. So by around Christmas, we should be getting our first sale. I'm hoping to have a lot more by then. So I'm hoping on day 7 we launch with lots and lots of sales, not just the one. So I'm hoping to get some sales between now and then as well. So I want to share all that with you guys. But as we say every week, guys, if you can't wait 2 months to launch your business, you can jump back to the start. I put the whole 7-day startup that we've gone through already at rapidexecutive.com/launch if you want to go and check that out. So the recap is actually on validation this week. I do that every week, don't I? What's your idea? What's your model? Scoping your market. You can funnel hack what's already working in your niche. All right, it's a great day to start something big. You can grab the notes from tonight's session at rapidexecutive.com/live, and you can jump on over there now if you aren't already there and have a chat with us. I have had an extremely busy week, but I do have 2-3 sessions left to have a chat with me. If you're interested in having a quick 15-minute call with me to talk about your business, about your idea, about validating your idea or how you could validate your idea, you can jump on /coaching. I've actually put this, if you are watching on rapidexecutive.com/live, the big red button there will give you access to my calendar and you can put a spot in there. A few coaching sessions this week, which has been great fun. I've been helping out people with their businesses. I'm definitely having a lot of fun helping people out with their funnels. So it's really interesting to see what people get up to and what they're how they're approaching their market, how they define their perfect market and things like this. So it's awesome stuff to work with you guys. All right, so rapidexecutive.com/live if you guys want to have a chat. I've got about 15 minutes before I need to jump onto the Amazon FBA meetup. This will be our first one, actually, my first one online. We've had a few sessions in person, and looking forward to our first online session. So if you guys want to stick around and talk more Amazon stuff, you'll have to jump on to junglebooster.com/live and you can chat with us there again. I actually need to pull that page up while we're here. So I hope that, guys, was helpful this week. We do have lots of things happening at the moment. I'm very excited about this new launch. If you can't tell already, I love all things startups, but I certainly love all things nootropics and nutrition and stuff as well. So I'm hoping this one will come off well for us. And there are definitely some really cool tools out there for helping you validate your idea. Honestly, guys, if you are procrastinating about starting, procrastinating about whether your product is any good, procrastinating about whether anyone will actually buy what you want, before you even build it, you can jump onto something like gumroad.com and test it out. Luke says, this was really good for me. Lets me know how much more I need to study. Don't get caught up in information overload, though, Luke. The most important thing you can do is start doing something. So what is your idea at the moment? Where are you with your a niche defined? You have an idea defined. Let me know where you're up to and we can point you in the right direction. My keyboard is very loud. Sorry, guys. All right. Thanks for your help on that, Paul. The therapeutics good administration. We've had a little bit of an issue with those guys already. It's interesting that they allow certain things and don't allow certain things. I look at our cupboard and there are half the things that we absolutely wouldn't do without. We've told countless people about. People have had game-changing health benefits and gotten off all sorts of problem medications and all sorts of stuff with simple things like collagen protein and bone broth and all this sort of stuff. And the TGA actually doesn't allow you to bring collagen protein into the country, which is random. Anyway, we're allowed to have all these sort of pharmaceutical drugs, but we're not allowed to have things that are actually good for us. Probably explain more at the meeting tomorrow if it's on. Yes, we do have a session on tomorrow night. I forgot to tell you guys. Yes, if you are in Perth, we have our session tomorrow night, 6 till late. We are north again at Malaga. We'll have another session in the city in a couple of weeks. We are going to be holding a city session. Not exactly sure on the time yet. May have to be in the daytime, but bureaucracy wonderful. Yes, it is. We are going to be holding a session at the Bub Hub, which is a co-working space in the city that actually has a creche. So I'm not sure about the timing on that one. It might make sense for some people to have it in the daytime. Thing out on the meetup group as well to let you know whether that's happening. I might even put a call to arms on see what timing people want to have. But we'll have one in the city, have some in the north. I'm still searching, guys. Feel free to chime in. I'm still searching for a place south of the river to hold one down there for people who are south of the river as well. rapidexecutive.com/meetup if you aren't on the meetup already. And these sessions are every Tuesday night at rapidexecutive.com/webinar to get notified. And you can find us there, all of the details there as well. If you are looking for more information on this, as I said, we've got the whole session at rapidexecutive.com/launch. All the details are in today's PDF that you can download with the big button down the bottom there. And if the stuff on funnels, sales funnels, online websites, all that sort of stuff interests you as well, you can go and check out my cool funnel that I built recently with the big blue button just here. It says see my awesome funnel. If you want to geek out about that, I'd love to chat to you about that as well. The idea of getting samples for my ideas to test before ordering more sounds like the main go at the moment. Yes, and it's not hard. So you saw that little screenshot of my phone. I literally pulled up some samples, pulled up some suppliers, pulled up the chat, had a quick chat to suppliers. They sent me a copy of a certificate. Now, it could just be a piece of paper they made themselves, but they said they'd send me some samples. I found a supplier that had already been stocking to somewhere else, so I was happy with that supplier. Quick chat back and forth. This whole thing took about 45 minutes. They said it'll be, I think, $40 US for 3 sample bottles. They gave me an email address. I PayPal'd it over to them, and they posted it out and sent me a tracking number about 4 hours later. So that was Saturday or Sunday. So he was working on a Saturday in China. So pretty happy with that. So samples aren't a hard way to go. I would definitely encourage you to do samples, potentially multiple samples. If I'm validating a multi six-figure business idea, $40 worth of samples is nothing. I'd spend that any day. For me, the ideas are always centered around something that I like. So every week I say we start with our why. My why obviously is around health and nutrition as well. So if I find some supplements that I like, the worst case scenario is I've got some samples of products that I like. So you're still looking for a niche. Hey, that's cool. There's plenty of them. That link to the nootropics link, whether nootropics is your niche or not, it takes you to a site. I think it's Niche Pursuits, which is Spencer Hoare's site. It might be one of his competitors. I can't remember the name of the site now. I don't have it up anymore. Let me have a quick look. Sorry for all the noise. Someone's going to beat me to it, I'm sure. Where's my product? There it is. nichehacks.com. They have some fantastic reports on niches that they have done some analysis on. They do a sort of a broad sweep using things like Google Trends and Alexa traffic and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, things like BuzzSumo and things like that. So they're fantastic at looking at broad trending topics. They've got their finger on a lot of pulses there, and the way that they break down a niche would, I think, it'll surprise you to think about the certain areas that they look at, and might help you with validating your idea in your head as well as to whether it's going to be a good one or not. All right, guys, I need to jump off so I can jump on the other one. If you are interested in joining us and talking more about Amazon and FBA, Amazon are launching in Australia, so it's exciting times. I also have some big news about something they launched, changed up last week, and even more breaking news, something that happened this morning, which was late yesterday in the US. Amazon announced something, well, actually, they didn't announce something that's completely changed the game for the next couple of months. So jump on to Jungle Booster, Jungle booster.com/live. The page will look the same, and I'll be on there in a moment. I won't even change my shirt. So thanks, Shane. Thanks, Luke. Thanks, Paul. Who else do we have? A couple of anonymous people in there as well. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll leave that chat open, guys, if you want to chat some more in there, but there is one in the Jungle Booster site as well. So we'll jump off, and hopefully I will see you guys over there. If not, I might see you in the meetup tomorrow night in person down here in Perth, or same time, same channel, next Tuesday at 8 p.m. All right, guys, have a great week. Get into your businesses, get validating. I want to hear the stories of you getting people to pull out their wallets this week to validate your ideas. All right, thanks, guys.